Yo, what's good? Welcome to another episode of the BJJ Goons podcast. I'm your host, Tim, the Mushmaster Spriggs, and with me, as always, every week is.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Nico Ball. Glad to be back. Chilling at my own house today. We're doing another virtual episode. So, how things been going, Tim? Apparently, you tearing things up over there.
Things are going very well, Nico. I've decided to take the last few days off to recover my body and my mind because it's hard balancing training jujitsu and doing professional wrestling. At the moment, my neck is very sore. I'm drinking a couple beers. I need an edible and I need a massage because I've had a crazy few days. It's been a crazy couple weeks balancing everything and grinding as a wrestler and paying dues. But all in all, I think I'm having a really good time. I think it's just a matter of balance. I'm a Libra, which the symbol is a scale. And I think the key to my life is balance. For all my horoscope people out there, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm just ready to have a very good podcast tonight. And hopefully we can not say nigger as much as Joe Rogan this episode. I'm going to
uh,
try.
you didn't want to get canceled?
I've
Wait,
already been canceled. Do you know what team I'm on? I'm on Team Lloyd Irvin. We've been canceled 6 ways to Sunday,
yeah, that
but
is
it's going
very
to be
true.
okay because I think the good thing about being canceled is that once it happens, you know who your true friends are. And isn't that what we strive for in life? Find friends, true supporters, true fans.
Most definitely. I mean,
There
like,
was a long pause. I was concerned that there was an audio issue or that I said something out of
no,
pocket,
I,
which
I was I was
no.
looking at the audio because you were kind of like snapping up a little bit, and I was hoping everything that was okay. Check in because we were doing like some town tests and everything else before we started filming. But no, it's definitely you can definitely, after being on the team, you can tell the differences. Like the people that like made comments or said something when I first started the team, or like just the like business interactions, like businesses that don't mess with TLI. The fact that like Toro Cup, like they like unofficially ban like TLI athletes, small things like that for one reason or another. But not everybody actually remembers what those reasons are anymore. I don't think some people do.
it we talked about this earlier this week. At this point, I'm done defending any kind of bullshit allegations against me or other people. And I'm just going to live my life. And if people don't like you for being yourself or who you rock with, fuck them. That's what you got to say. Just fuck them.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard for people now, I think, because like everybody is so connected, like with the internet, like meeting people like all over the place. Like I know for me, for example, like I know people all over the world, like not just from the Instagram. I guess like a lot of it is from Instagram, but also because I was in Rio. So I don't know if that makes it better or worse. That like, people would just connect with me. I'd actually like meet them in person. But it's like, really when we say like curate your community and vetting who it is and like really like certain people, and like I said this in like respect to like Daisy Fresh when my friend CJ was mentioning it, and I was like, well, if like that dude is out there doing stuff in the community and he's really doing work, then like he's not really gonna care about like the comments that are made on a podcast because he's out there like helping kids or helping like his gym or building whatever he's trying to build. Like so the people that are
Mm-hmm.
doing the work, like it's like you're kind of too busy to like really like you're in the rooms and you know what rooms you need to be in and whose people and whose opinion in those rooms like really matter or should hold weight or like can really guide you, because somebody's got to help you form your own opinion. Like it shouldn't stay stagnant either.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're doing the work, it doesn't matter. And I believe I'm doing the work. I'm too busy to worry about that stuff. And I'm thinking the next year or so, it's going to be so busy that I'm just hopefully it won't even be on my radar. Let's just say that the places we're going, it shouldn't matter. And if, you know, let the haters hate and watch the money pile up.
That's how it's always gonna be. That's
It's
how
how
it's
it's
always
always
gonna
gonna
be.
be, and there's a lot of haters on there, but sometimes hate is justified. Some people deserve to get hated on. Some people deserve slander, like the aforementioned Joe Rogan, but we're gonna get to that later on in the show.
Again, that lady, I was like, which one are you going on? Because like I think one of the reasons we were talking about being canceled as a team was because like we were talking about ADCC selective in Brazil that just happened. So well, there's one. Well, when is it? Y'all gonna hear this after the second one happened. So there's one. The first one is on the 5th, 6th of
Hmm.
February, and the next one's gonna happen on the 12th, which is tomorrow. So yeah, fight sports went in there hard, and 4 out of 5 of their athletes qualified. Were you able to like catch any of those fights?
I was not able to catch those fights, Nico.
Highlights,
I
Instagram,
I
anything?
watched highlights. I know who won. I was very impressed by Micah Gaval's performance. And I think this just goes to show you that the shit that you hear on the internet doesn't make a difference. Because whether or not you like somebody, they're still training. And if you're good, you are above being canceled in jujitsu, at least. I think in general, if you're great at what you do, you're above being canceled. As long as you're producing, you're going to have a spot. And look at this, Diogo Reyes,
Diogo's
Michael
Hayes, yeah.
Hayes, Michael Galval, Joao Costa, and Roosevelt Souza. All these guys made it. Izaki Bayensi, really excellent job by him to get that qualification, man. Izaki does not get enough attention in my eyes because the guy has won a gi world title. He just qualified for ADCC, which is it's nothing to shake. It's nothing to overlook. I did a ADCC trial, and I got some eyes and ears down in Brazil that tell me these trials are really hard. It's all of Brazil, and these brackets are freaking huge, and for you to even get to the finals is an accomplishment. And now that we're seeing the proliferation of nogi and like the popularity rise and people realizing that that's where the money is, all the killers are going to ADCC trials. All the killers are doing these no-gi events, and they're trying to get that bag. And it's so impressive to me because I think, didn't we talk about this a long time ago where I said that Americans, and specifically Americans that focus on the submission only and the no-gi grappling, are going to be in for a rude awakening once the traditional jiu-jitsu guys decide to put their hat in the no-gi ring. They're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, now it's starting to happen, and we're gonna see it with
It's
all of these like tickets to ADCC because this is only one of two of the selectives, and like these guys are
yes.
savages. I think Mika Galval only had about 10 minutes of match time within three, was it 3 or 4 matches, and he subbed everyone. Like,
He had about 7 minutes and 30 seconds of match time. Something sub 10 minutes.
yo, it's wild.
And some people would say he's a child, but he's a man. He's not old enough to drink in America, I believe, but he's a man.
He's
If
only
you can kill a
18. They're
man
all
with your bare
18.
hands,
If you hear like there's an interview with Diego Dos Hayes, like because it was like some of the standouts, it was like Mika Galvao, it was Fabricio Andre who took out Jamil at Worlds. Like he did an amazing job. He lost to Diogo. Diogo, I think, is only 18, and he had like an interview up on I'm not sure which site, and he sounds like he's 12. And like he
mhm,
was running around that whole competition like with no shirt, just like rocking his shorts. And it's like these are children, y'all. These are like savages jumping out there. So many heel hooks, like Pato or Diego Oliveira. He finished like all his fights with heel hooks too. Maybe not all of them, but it was just like it made my legs hurt watching it.
it's dangerous out here. It's a jungle out there, Nico. It's
Yo,
a
you really gotta
jungle.
know how to. You gotta know how to defend it. You gotta know which way to roll out nowadays.
You have to be sharp with it. And I love the game, how it's evolved. But yeah, you're going to see the chicken shit separate from the chicken salad for sure. And I love it. I'm all here for it. I love the fact that people are struggling to get to the finals, are struggling to qualify for the ADCC, because the harder it is, the more legitimate the sport looks. No more will we see just random people that are hobbyists jumping in these events and thinking they have a chance. I don't know if you're able to regulate who comes in and who goes out. I believe that over time we're going to see that qualifications are going to be more strict, where you have to be in the circuit and actually make a sacrifice to go to these qualification events, or these events that give you points in order for you to qualify to even get to these trials. And then the trials are going to be harder, just like every other sport, whether it's judo or wrestling. And I'm all here for it, because now we're going to see the elite go against each other. And hopefully, I'm praying, my fingers are crossed, that these guys get paid. I believe that if we started getting paid more, you would see better jujitsu. If we knew that, as long as we were elite, as long as we knew that we were getting a lot of money, guys would improve the game so much, and then the competitions would be so much better. I think about the comparison to basketball, where back in the 50s, guys did not even give a shit about going to the NBA, or if they did, they had to have a side job unless you were a rare case. Now the guys are getting paid millions of dollars. You're seeing guys like LeBron, KD, John Morant, Steph Curry really push the game forward. And then, it's all about the time money disconnect. If we can focus entirely on being great athletes, if we can focus all our energy on jujitsu, the jujitsu is going to get better. The art form, the science of jujitsu will improve. And I think we're making a really great step in the right direction. And this ADCC is going to be incredible, just because how many people are throwing their hat into the ring.
Good point. Good point.
I'm
So we have
excited.
one more selective coming up. It's going to be this weekend in Sao Paulo. And I know one thing that you weren't happy about with ADCC was the opportunities for the women and the way that they're breaking down these women's categories into either like you're either big or you're small. That's the only categories that we were getting. And you say you had some thoughts on that.
I do have some thoughts on it. I believe that women's divisions, there should be more women's divisions. I'm looking at the screen right now, minus 60 kilograms and plus 60 kilograms. That's a huge gap, because 60 kilograms is what, 125 pounds?
Uh, 58 is about 100. No, 58 is probably like 128.
So like 150, like let's say just round up, like 150 pounds, right? Right? 60 kilos.
150, like, yeah, we should be able to convert this. We need it, like somebody
You
that will
live
like
in
that be
Brazil, so
like,
you should be
yo,
so used to this conversion,
I
Nico. I'm
can
kind of
say
disappointed.
66. I can say these kilos in Portuguese. I just can't do math. Google. I have a computer, but whatever. What is 66
Let's Google
kilos?
it.
60. It's not even 66. He already got it.
All the drug dealers listening to this show know exactly how much that is in pounds. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the trappers out there. I was
132.2.
so close. I said
You said
125 pounds. I
150.
was
Oh, I
so
thought you said
close.
150.
No, the first time I said like 125 pounds. It's
Oh,
on the
when you
record
put it,
too. If you're
okay.
you're recording, so we're gonna hear it. But yeah, so you said 132 pounds and under, or 130 pounds, 32 pounds or over.
Mm-hmm.
That's absurd. Could you imagine if guys did that? I know women are supposed to be smaller, but there's some big old girls out here.
I
I
mean,
know
I
some
think
girls that are doing the trials, and I asked them, like, how the fuck do you even prepare for that? How do you? And it's only one ticket. It's one ticket for each division. That's not right.
it's
That's
cutthroat.
absurd. I don't understand. I don't understand why they can't put more divisions. It's not like they don't have the money. It's just rough
And it's
out
like
here
I
for the
wonder who we
ladies.
could ask. Like that'd be a great question. We gotta ask Mo. Like there's gotta be some kind of logic around it because you know that the women raise hell about this. This isn't the first time it's been said. So there's gotta be some kind of logic, but it is kind of rough off. I do know one lady that's going out there, Julia Alves from GF team. She got a ticket. So like they actually pay for them to
Mhm.
fly out to compete in the selection. So that's really cool. So hopefully she'll win a ticket to the US so I can load her up with some of these donations so she can bring back a suitcase for me or something like that. But that
You
would be
need some
dope.
good old mules. You need some mules for
I'm
your
gonna have to
gear.
slide down. Mm.
the donations.
Yep, yep. So that's gonna be
Yes, that
happening tomorrow. It's on Flow Grappling, and also like favela. Like I have a team now in Brazil, Favela Jiu Jitsu. It's not just me. Like we have some content creators, like some videographers and photographers. So they were actually doing coverage, and so we'll be posting some highlights and some stuff on Favela Jiu Jitsu on the Instagram. If y'all don't follow it already, make sure you do that, and see some of these savage submissions and like heel hooks that these guys were going through. And check it out on Flow Grappling tomorrow.
I saw your stuff, Nico. I was very impressed. You
Yeah.
guys are really pumping out the content. I mean, we're pumping out the content too, BJJ Goons, and we're always pushing that shit out there, man. You know, I hope you guys are looking at my Instagram stories where I put the links to videos. I really got kind of emotional this week because Facebook is doing a really good job of putting up these memories of pictures of things that happen, and it's ancient history to me. Like the trips to Brazil, the hard training sessions when we had the Brazil USA connection, and I just want to say that era of Team Lord Irvin and Gigos, I think it changed the sport a lot, just in the rules. It could be a 30 for 30. If Flo ever decided to do a documentary about the team, hopefully they would talk about those years because we have UFC fighters that came out of there, jiu-jitsu world champions, superstars that came out of that room, and just the stories that we have. And all this happened when we were like 20 something. I feel like an
Very
old
young.
man just because of the experiences that I had. And you were there towards the tail end, I believe, Nico. But I mean, like, maybe you were there like 2014,
I
15.
feel no, I came back to the US in 2016.
So you were
Like,
still
so yeah.
there. Yeah.
I
It
was
was
still in
just very
Brazil when
crazy.
everybody else was coming up, and y'all have them
Hmm.
famous training sessions. Like, cause even the clip got sent back to me about like throwing up and this and that. Cause
Hmm.
when I go to other teams to train, or I've been training in DC, like I always get on them. I was like, yo, you can't be like finishing rolling and like sitting on the mats like that. Like, get the fuck up. Like, it's cool. Like, if you go throw up or go up or like sit up, like, but if you done throwing
Yeah.
up, like you need to get like. So it's funny, like everybody remembers it because they had the Kumite videos, the world champion when
Hmm.
it was on like YouTube, and like
Yes.
all those videos disappeared except maybe I think one might exist on YouTube still. But yeah, y'all had fame of having like the most savage training, and I think that kind of like scares people as well, contributes to the canceling.
Possibly. I think that's just hating. They're just intimidating. If you're intimidated by somebody, you have options. Either you face your fear or you hate. I think very few people can handle that training load. That is something that I have PTSD about, just the hardcore training. And here's the thing, you know, Roddy Ferguson, right?
No.
Okay, so Roddy Ferguson was a judo Olympian, and he talks all this stuff about how I've been an Olympic training center and I do this and I do that. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't give a fuck who it is. Like when I go into rooms with guys that have done Olympic shit or have done hardcore stuff, I feel like I belong in that group because of the training that we went through, the struggle that we went through, and the grind. And I don't think anyone in jujitsu, besides a handful of people, understands what we went through during those times to get to where we are. And it went to a point where you get to God tier, like elite level, where you're almost untouchable. Like you go to any gym in the world and you went through that grind, that you just went to a level that people never understand. And like there's no coming back from that level. I guess in a musical sense, it'd be similar to, who do you like in music, Nico? Give me like an artist
Like
that
an
you
American
respect,
artist that I respect,
so
Nas.
that the people, the listeners would understand.
Nah.
Let's hear. Like Jay-Z,
Nas.
right?
Nas. I
Or
said
Nas,
Nas.
right?
Yeah.
Nas, right? So Nas got to a level of rap with Illmatic where he went through so much to get to that point that no matter what the fuck happens, he went to like a god MC level where, yeah, he might have a dud here and there, but at any time he could come out with a crazy song, a crazy verse, and he's still that level. he's still getting that respect. And I think that's in athletics, there's instances of this. It could be someone like a Dan Gable that went to such extremes that he broke himself and built himself back up. And that until he was damn near crippled, if he went against somebody in a fight, he could not train for years. He come back, he fucked them up. So that's the, I just thought about it just now. But
Yeah, it's like that military, like
that's a
that Hell
side
Week
note.
in the Marines. He was
Yes,
talking about going through it, and it's like
you're
because
unbreakable.
yeah, and everybody talks about it, and I don't think like a lot of people, yeah, a lot of up and coming fighters would go through what Sadiq went through to be on the team.
Mm-hmm.
From the
Mm-hmm.
tryouts that he had to go through, like
Mm-hmm.
the hours and hours that they put him through hell on the mats, to just like living at the fighter house, from him like getting in trouble. I think it was when he was getting in trouble for leaving cheese with Malachi, so they wouldn't even let him train, and he just had to like sit there and watch training. Like a lot of people don't have the patience to go through that kind of BS. They just want to like kind of pay their gym fees, get their training, and get in the cage. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
mentality they have.
Yes, and you have to go through it. But you guys can always see all that stuff on my Instagram story, or you can go to the BJJ Goons YouTube channel and look at the playlist of the clips. And BJJ Navy SEALs training, that's the video where I talk about that kind of stuff. And a lot of that shit is just popping up on the timeline, and I'm getting kind of sentimental. I would never do it again. Like if I had to go through that shit again, I would do it.
Yeah, I saw it today on Facebook when I went to send you the link of you and Urbith. And
Yes. Yes. It was
uh,
the danger room with the X-Men. It was the danger room with the X-Men. If you know comics, exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah, and then it's always interesting to see like
Mm,
what Brazilians stick it out. Like Muhammad like could hack the American culture, but Urbith was like, nah, take me back to Brazil, like training aside,
mm,
like learn no English.
mm,
Like it's very
mm.
interesting.
Hard life. It's a hard life. And we're all so young, Nico. It's like we're war veterans. It's like we're war veterans. We were all 20 something, and now we're like men now. Some of us have
Yeah,
kids, multiple kids. Some of us have lives, and we're married, and we're just like thinking back, like when we were young and crazy. Remember those days? I'm only
yeah,
31, when I'm sorry, we're probably off the outline, but I just want to say one more thing. When I talk to people about my life, I talk about it like I'm 50, 60, 70 years old, but like I had a whole different life not too long ago. And it was involved just in a room fighting people to the death every day.
better
I
than being
miss
in
it.
the office.
Fuck yeah. Fuck the office. No
But
offense to
then you have
everybody
your
listening
regrets. I
to
don't know.
this right
Is
now
it
in the
better than being in
office.
the office? You did go through that period of regret. So better or not better?
I'll tell you
Going
this,
around like
Nico.
so.
I'll tell you this, Nico. Because I hang out with civilians more now, or people that don't understand the lifestyle. And when I tell them these things, they're awestruck. I don't really have regrets. I had a conversation with my best friend the other day, and we discussed like the lifestyles that we led. He kind of had the office life or the more conventional life. He used to party, he parties still. And I spent those times training or having the martial arts and ninja lifestyle. And I don't have any regrets because I'm still grinding. And I think that once the grind is over, then I can really enjoy civilian life where I can party and really reap the benefits of all the hard work. It's been less than 10 years that I've been a full-time martial artist. And the transition to wrestling, it's paying dividends and I'm starting to see it and I still got to grind, but I have no regrets because I'm living a 3%er lifestyle. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm living a lifestyle in which very few people are willing to do, which I think a lot of people could do, but very few people are willing to do.
I get
And
what the
then
3% lifestyle is, but okay, what is the 3% lifestyle?
to me, it's following your dreams or chasing a goal. And that's all it is. That's your number one focus, no matter what it is. It's following your dream, no matter how crazy or how obscure it is, or how off the beaten path it is, to the fullest, no matter what. And to most people, it's risky. Some cases it's dangerous, it's absurd, but it leads to abnormal and very lucrative results if you see it through. And very few people do that. Very few people do that. And that's what I'm doing right now. And then hopefully I have a 3% life where I have like a 1% life where, we have the riches, the fun, the fame, all that stuff. And it's worth a shot because, to the best of my knowledge, you only live once. You're Buddhist, so I think you believe like you get reincarnated. But to me,
It's not
I
you
don't
don't
know if
get like the same stuff, like and the same knowledge or the same possession. So you really gotta have to make up, like you have to make the most of this existence.
yes, exactly. And I've always felt that way since a very young age. That's why I don't have any regrets, Nico. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. No regrets. Because I know that when I accomplish these goals or when I get to the spot that I want to be at, then I'll be able to truly enjoy it. So no regrets and a lot of good memories. And it's like we're war buddies. No matter where we are in life, the guys that were in the room with us, they know. The guys that experienced it, went on the trips, they know. We all know. And I think that's priceless. Anybody can go get drunk, party, do whatever the fuck they want, you know, work in an office, and there's no shade, but things we went through, legendary in our eyes, and I'm happy with it. And I'm gonna keep going. Shit. Onward and upward.
That's what's up. And then so if you have any more questions like this for Tim, like does he regret it? What would he do different? Make sure to slide over to our
Yeah.
Patreon on patreon.com/BJJ we do 2 extra episodes a week. We also do techniques. We're about to film some up. We take requests on techniques. If you have like any problems with something that you're doing, something that you want to try out, and you want like a good personalized tutorial, you can send us a message on the Patreon. So shout out to everybody that's already on that community over there. It's really dope.
Absolutely. Hit us up. Holla at your boy. So we're gonna talk about Rogan. How much time do we have in this episode? Because we try to keep the.
We
How much
are
time do we
at
have?
27 minutes.
We're at 27 minutes. So I guess we're gonna save that for the Patreon, Nico. I think we
Let's
should
finish
save.
it off with some black belt wisdom.
Let's finish it
Because
off with some
it
black
also
belt wisdom.
it wraps up nicely to like we were talking about ADCC, the selective in Brazil. I actually now that I think about it, there's somebody that I know from Poland. He went down to Trinity Kids Project to train, and he did a little camp down there. And then I think he wanted to go down, and that's why he was there, so he could compete. But like there's also Europeans that's happening February 15th through the 20th. It's going to be in Italy. These crazy mofos actually did it. They pulled it off. They got into Italy with the visas. Trinity Kids Project actually sent an athlete, Lara Bandera. So again, sliding over to Favela Jiu-Jitsu. Check out her post and her story like that. Follow her. But I know I see your wisdom had to do with like using competitions to your advantage for the most. I like to use mine to travel. So what's your wisdom with that?
Today's black belt was use Ibjjf and unpaid tournaments to help build up your resume for paid tournaments and super fights. There was a time when I first started where Ibjjf was the be all to end all. It was Ibjjf and ADCC. ADCC only comes around every 2 years. The primary jiu-jitsu tournament circuit that was the most professional was the Ibjjf. And for 90% of the time until recently, you did not get paid. You did not get paid to win worlds. Hanger, Jacare, even Buchecha for the longest time did not get paid to do worlds and to win worlds until recently. And even still, we talked about it earlier on the podcast a few episodes ago, kind of even said it, that it's not really worth it to do worlds because of the payday. You're going to have to go through a murderer's row, the best grapplers in the world, and you're going to get a paycheck that is less than comparable to winning a tournament with less competitors, with less matches, or even a super fight where you can get paid double, maybe triple of what you would get for winning your division at Worlds. For all my up and coming grapplers, or even grapplers that are already at the black belt level, I say you should look at the IBJJF, the locals, as the minor leagues. Use this as an opportunity to get experience and build your highlight reel. Use your time at the lower belts to build your skills and celebrity. You never know. You could be like Marvin Castilli, where he does that Imanari role, gets a heel hook, and he is able to go on a seminar tour just off the strength of that one highlight reel against one guy. And it doesn't even have to be someone that's skilled. All you have to do is show some crazy shit, and you can get on a seminar tour.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point because
Once,
people would be trying to like
go
pay
ahead.
me for highlights. It's like, yo, but you didn't do anything. Like you're in the closed guard the whole time, or like your fight isn't eventful. So like, yeah, if you can use local tournaments and people with different experience to actually not like to actually get a high right reel, like you to really go out there and try to stun on people and like see if you are that good enough to be able to run through people. I think like we say that and you just said that and kind of went over it so easily. I really just want to highlight that part, like because somebody that does the video editing and people be like, but like I can't do a highlight with this, there's nothing highlightable.
It's very important that you look at it like this, because you are not getting paid, people. You're not getting paid at these local tournaments. If you're a blue belt right now listening to this, you're gonna have to invest in yourself. You're gonna have to invest not just in your jujitsu. Like everybody trains all the fucking time in jujitsu.
And everybody
Everybody
cries
trains
under
all
the
the time.
bleachers after losing
Everyone cry. Don't
for
cry.
these unpaid tournaments, and we it is true, we're not getting paid for them, they're not helping us, but like, yo,
They're
how
important.
many of us been out at New York in that stadium under them bleachers crying? Never you. I know some. Never you.
No, I
Probably
don't
not.
cry. I run New York. I'm the king of New York.
Mm.
I run New York. Check me out. Google me. Look up my resume in New York. But nonetheless, you don't need to be crying about losing these regional tournaments. You need to look at it as a stepping stone, because they're not going to pay you. And at the end of the day, money talks. And once you get to the supervising the money tournament scene, there's no point in continuing to do these tournaments that don't pay. For me personally, I mean, my relationship with jujitsu is a little different than a lot of people, because I do jujitsu. I'm very good at jujitsu. I make money doing jujitsu. I'm not a jujitsu guy. But for all of you guys that are listening to this, you are businessmen first. Once you're able to get a foothold in that competition scene where you get paid, you got to think about what's the risk and what's the reward for you doing these regional tournaments. Yes, the prestige is excellent. Yes, IBJJF will slurp you down if you win gi worlds or no gi worlds or a whole bunch of stuff. The birthday shout outs are great. But you know how much money 99% of the people that have won worlds have gotten from that tournament? Zilch, zero, nada. They only recently started doing these payouts, but worlds is only once a year. You could do 10, 15, 20 matches and get paid throughout the year. You could do money tournaments that could set you up for a year. Some people make more money in one tournament than they do in their whole career. Some people make so much money in a tournament that you don't have to work. Everyone gets paid in grappling but the grapplers. Think about that. If they're dishing out all these paychecks or this minuscule paychecks, think about how much money they're making. Same thing in football, basketball, pro wrestling. Everyone makes money in this game except for the athletes. And if you're able to make a little bit of money, go for those opportunities. Use the regional circuit, use IBJJF for all these unpaid spots to build your resume, to get that experience. Don't cry under the bleachers, though. Think about the big picture. You're trying to get to the major leagues. You're trying to be a star. As much effort as you put into training, you need to be putting in that effort into building your celebrity. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of piss poor athletes out there that suck but they get one highlighter against some bum and they're able to make it in this business. It's a business first. Build your celebrity, build your resume, build your skills, use the regionals, the unpaid tournaments to get to that bag and stay with the bag. Don't get hurt doing some rinky dink bullshit. You need to
Uh,
focus on being a prize fighter because at the end of the day, that's what we are, prize fighters. And the more of us that think of it like this and look at it that way, the more of us that are going to get paid and we pay it forward to the next generation. That's my black belt wisdom.
and speaking of which, for the locals of the DMV, High Style Underground is having a purple belt tournament with a payout of like $1,000. Um, Total and cash prizes, no, but not one person. But it's nice. They got like a decent amount of prizes for absolute. So any purple belts in the area can go to High Style Underground, sign up for that. There will be a live stream so you can watch. I know some people from TLI have signed up. I heard some like Nogi World Champions have signed up as well. So that should be really dope. It's their first competition at their new place. So I'm really excited to see how that all rolls out and just be like, come in, roll in, fight, get your money, get paid, and then roll out. Easy as that. And then you get your little highlight. So if you're looking for a highlight reel in the area, perfect opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, Nico, that's it for this version of the show. If you want to see the real nitty gritty of what goes down on the BJJ Goons, you can just tune into our Patreon channel at patreon.com/BJJ Goons, where we have tutorials. We have unedited, unfiltered interviews and bonus episodes. We have town halls. We have a whole top secret Discord channel where we share all types of stuff like moves, wrestling stuff, music, all types of TV, movie stuff, and social shit, all at the Patreon for BJJ Goons. Nico, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at no new Nico. That's no_new_Nico. And make sure to stop by favelajujitsu.com. We just dropped some new merch for the BJJ Goons. We got the Green Goon hoodies and the Interim These Nuts t-shirts.
Absolutely. You can find me at timspriggsbjj.com, where I give out private lessons both in person and virtually. You can hit me up for a seminar. I can make a game plan for you or critique one of your matches like John Madden, where I got the magic pen and I talk to you over a voiceover. And you can see me at Tim Spriggs BJJ on Facebook or Instagram. And if you see me on Instagram, make sure you like share my stories. Make sure you like my stories. You can slide into DMs, like my pictures, and complain to Instagram and tell them, God damn it. Why the fuck doesn't Tim have a blue check mark? He is a black belt world champion. He is the best grappler in the world. He has a budding professional wrestling career. Why doesn't he have a blue check mark? You need to tell them that. Tell them that I'm a celebrity. Tell them that I need to be verified because I'm a verified certified G. I'm a certified goon. Thanks for listening to this episode of the BJJ Goons podcast. We'll see you next time. Peace.